Hello there carpologists, I'm Joe, and today we're going to be taking a look at a product from a company that some of you from more of a sea fishing background will have heard of, Gemini tackle. They've been around since 1991 and have created some top quality end tackle in the world of sea fishing. However, they've decided to branch into the world of carp fishing, starting off with the Gemini A.R.C Lead setup. Before we take a look at the A.R.C Lead system, I thought it'd be good to look at a standard helicopter rig and what it is that Gemini believe to be the issue with this heavily used setup. Here we have a standard helicopter setup. At this end I have a lead, and then in between you've got a couple of beads holding the rig in place, and at this end it'll attach to your main line. On the cast, the rig can spin freely like this, hence the name helicopter setup, and is virtually tangle-free every single time. However, Gemini believe that the rig, the boilie and the hook itself can be causing drag on the cast when spinning around, and it'll be slowing down your whole setup. So if you want to achieve really great distances with this setup, then they've come up with an idea that could help you reach those extra few yards that you really need. And here we have the A.R.C Lead system. Comes in a pack of 2 ounce, 2.5 ounce, 3 ounce and 2 3.5 ounce leads. But how do they differ from a normal lead? If we look at the top of them a bit more closely, we can see a mechanism in place. Now you attach this lead as you would a normal lead with a quick link, so something you can change your lead system very quickly, different sizes, different shapes for whatever you need. Put one of these on and you've instantly got the setup included on the lead. So if you push up the little plate, you see that it opens up a little gape. That's where you slip your hook into, and then you close it back down by pushing the plate back down flush to the lead. So now your hook is in place on the lead system, your rig needs to then become tight to the leader. So you take the first bead, push that all the way up until the rig is tight and parallel to the leader. That's going to stay nice and pinned down in flight, and the boilie and everything's going to be in the slipstream of the lead itself. Now this should give you better distance because there's less drag. As soon as it hits the water, that plate is pushed up, it pushes your rig out away, so it's sitting exactly as it would with a normal helicopter setup, only it hasn't been spinning around in the air on the cast, so that should give you more distance. Now this is all well and good in theory, but we want to see if it actually works, so I'm going to run a quick test with 3 different setups. I'm going to start off with a lead clip setup, 3 ounce distance lead and the same rig. I'm going to cast 5 times and wrap up my furthest cast and see what the distance was. I'm then going to put on the standard helicopter setup, same 3 ounce distance lead, cast out 5 times and find what my furthest distance was, wrap it up once again. We're then going to switch over to the A.R.C lead system, which clips down your rig, cast out 5 times and once again clip up my furthest cast. It should be fairly thorough because I'm going to keep the same rig. My rod and reel is a 3.25 pound test curve and a big pit reel, so everything's staying the same. The only thing we're changing is the lead system. So let's go give it a try. Well, I've just marked out the distance sticks at 12 foot apart, and I'm going to keep everything the same as I said. So I've got my big pit reel, my 3.25 pound test curve 12 foot carp rod, the setup I always use, and I've got a 3 ounce distance lead on the end with the lead clip setup to start with. Exactly the same rigs we're going to be using throughout the whole test. I'm keeping everything as similar as possible to make it the most accurate test. So let's whack this out 5 times. I'm going to mark up each cast. If it goes past my marker, I'll take the first one off, put my new one on. So I'm not clipping up and wrapping out 5 casts. I'm clipping up and wrapping out my furthest cast, and we'll see how it goes. So let's go first with the lead clip setup. I'm also going to make sure I cast from exactly the same point. Everything's lined up, the lead's in line with the spigot, cast from the same point. Let's get casting. That went past the marker, so down. Each cast has gone further and further, so I'm now onto my final cast. If this doesn't go as far as my last one, I'll let off the line until the marker hits the top eye, clip up and wrap that one out. But if it does go further, obviously I'll re-clip it. I'm going to repeat this process for the normal helicopter setup and then the Gemini A.R.C setup. $21.5 wraps. So with the 3 ounce lead on a lead clip setup, my best cast was 21.5 wraps, which works out at 258 feet. I'll put the equivalent in yards here. so you can know roughly how much that is in yards terms. So I'm going to take the lead clip off, put the helicopter on and try that one. We're now onto the helicopter setup using exactly the same 3-ounce pear lead, and we're going to cast this out 5 times as we did before and clip up the furthest one. So let's see what distance we can get on this. So that's 5 casts with the helicopter setup, and my second cast was actually the best one out of the lot. So we'll wind this in, it's all clipped up on that marker, and we'll see how many wraps and what distance that is. So with the standard helicopter setup, it was 24 wraps, and that's 288 feet, which is 30 feet further than the lead clip setup. Pretty much what I was expecting. So now it's time to take this one off and put the A.R.C lead on. Exactly the same weight, 3-ounce. Let's see if we can get a bit further. So let's unclip it, take off the marker, and start again. Okay, already I can tell that flew extremely nicely. Let's mark it up and work it out. Yep, absolute tangle-free, ejected as it should, and cast very nicely, I gotta say. So 4 more casts and we'll see what the best is. Clipped up my best cast with the Gemini A.R.C lead. It's time to unwrap it. All wrapped out, we're a couple of inches shy of 26 wraps, which is an extra 24 feet on top of the normal helicopter setup. So, proof's in the pudding, there you are, it did cast further. And not only that, but it cast very, very accurately. And even flying through the air, you could see it was casting really nicely. So it works, it casts further, and every single time I brought it in, the rig had discharged and there was no tangles. So it does exactly what it says it should and lets you cast further. So there we have it, the Gemini A.R.C lead system. As you see, it works tangle-free and helps me cast that little bit further. So if you want to find out more about this, then visit www.geminicarptackle.com and you can pick these up as a set for $12.99. As I said, it's a 2-ounce, 2.5-ounce, 3-ounce and 2 3.5-ounce leads, all with this system built in. Very nice idea, it works, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Gemini Tackle come up with next for the carp world. So cheers for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you again soon.